Hey guys, what's up? How y'all doing? I'm here to talk to you guys about the new episode of My Hero Academia, which is on Season 7 on Episode 14, or Episode 152 of the overall total number of episodes. This episode right here was actually pretty nice. When it came to the manga, I didn't pay too much attention to it, just understood the themes behind it, and I could see why it didn't really interest me until maybe this episode got animated a bit. I mean, it depends on one's point of view, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people did not like this scene at all when it came to Shoji and Koda being in the spotlight about a certain theme or something like that. If anything else, I'll get to it just right away. You guys might be confused with what I'm saying. Sorry for rambling on for too long. So if anything else, let's just get this started. We get to see bits and parts of Shoji's past of what he went through in a certain village, and how he got to how he got to U8, etc., and what his motivation is. Aside from that, throughout the entire episode, this involved about 15,000 heteromorphs who were discriminated and been beaten on against 200 people who's trying to protect the hospital, Now, this is where it gets very concerning and difficult for the 200 people because, they are outnumbered, and they are pretty much outnumbered, and so forth. We have to it. Spinner is not really thinking clearly because of I guess because of the quirks he was given by All For One, etc. is the reason why he's going kind of crazy right now, Other than that, we have to it that, Shoji and Koda are trying to fight their best right now to make sure they don't get to the hospital or cause any more damage. Sadly though, collateral damage is inevitable. They can't do that, but they could try to stop people from advancing, Eventually, there were some nice Easter eggs involving that Jedi purge or something. Oh my gosh, I remember I saw this in the manga or something like that. It freaking made me laugh as hell. I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy must be a big Star Wars fan, huh? To mention these Easter eggs, Whatever the case may be. And the guy with the freaking a weirdo with a weird face or something like that ends up making a speech trying to motivate everyone to keep fighting, that kind of thing. And so forth. So I thought it was pretty cool to see how this episode was done, and of course, like I said, we get to know a little bit more about Shoji's backstory and what he went through as a kid, We get to know that when he was a kid, he explains to his friends and classmates of what he's gone through in a certain village, of how they hate heteromorphs, they think it's impure, not pure blood, that kind of thing. Although Shoji did have a choice, he could hold on to all those negative memories. He decides to hold on to some happy ones, which is the one that he managed to save a little girl from drowning, in a river. And I thought it was pretty nice and cool, really beautiful. As for his classmates and friends, they go like, oh, we're going to make more memories with you too, so don't you dare forget them, which I thought was pretty awesome, pretty cool, and so forth. But, when it came to this episode, when it came to Shoji fighting against the heteromorphs, he asked him, what does you attacking the hospital do with any of this, Tell me you have a plan, because if you don't, I won't forgive you, I don't know what the case may be. Shoji is trying to stop these people from, not let your hatred consume and do this kind of damage, because I could tell you right now, what you're doing right now is not going to make anything better. It's only going to make things worse, etc. So, as Shoji is fighting Spinner and everything else, he's trying to, motivate everyone, please don't do this, or your children will be next, etc. And, of course, when it came to, Shoji and Koda, we get to see a little small flashback scene where, Shoji and Koda wants to help out at the hospital, because that's where the heteromorphs are being put into. The way how Shoji got this information is from the tall, squirrel-looking, girl, etc. So, at this point, this is where it becomes difficult for Shoji and Koda decides, hey, can we go there instead, asking Alma and Aizawa to be sent there. Although they are, very reluctant to do so, they decide to, you know what, okay, we'll let you go there, that kind of thing. So, we have to it that, eventually, we get to see, Koda and Shoji and Koda go into action, and getting the spotlight, Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, now, when it comes to people, certain characters like this having the spotlight, I can see why some people may not enjoy it, But other than that, all I could really tell you throughout this episode is just, Tentacle and Anima giving all they got to help out with the crazy riots against the against the heteros who freaking hate current society, which I don't blame him for, because I'm pretty sure this happened more times than they can count, and that it never stopped. It just kept going and going and going, you know? Other than that, we had to it that even though like Spinner was given a lot of words by Tentacle or Shoji, Spinner shouts out loud at the very end that his hatred cannot be sated or nulled, you know? It can never be stopped, you know? And eventually Spinner will later on manage to break through the hospital entrance and get ready to go into action, you know? Which I thought was pretty crazy. Other than that, we have to it that as the next preview is shown, like we'll have to like figure that one out later. But yeah. Anyways, throughout this episode right here was actually pretty nice, you know. Whether it becomes a last minute thing or something like that, that should have been like mentioned about it a long time ago, which I understand why a lot of people just hate it and not very much been very happy about it, because when it comes to when this came up in the final arc, it should have been mentioned this in different parts of the story, but you know, certain things gets rushed up and never been like mentioned until maybe the very end of it. Whatever the case may be, many people just didn't really like this part when it came to the manga. Maybe many people don't like this part in the anime too. There's always going to be a lot of people who don't like it at all when it came to the spotlight for Shoji and Koda, you know, even though it's a last minute thing. But to me, I thought it was pretty nicely done, you know. It depends on one's point of view. Many people hate it. I actually like it in a certain way. I mean, like, when it catches your attention, you know, I mean, it's just like through pretty colors and art, and then like music, you know, that kind of thing. Whatever the case may be, it was pretty nice to me. I could see, like I said, repeating myself over and over, not many people like it, but it is what it is. Anyways, this episode, I can really tell you without a lot of detail and being very confusing from the very start. It's just Shoji and Koda giving their best to fight against the heteromorphs who is fighting against discrimination, you know? They're trying to get them to calm down. Please don't do this. You're causing all this damage you're doing. It's not going to make anything better. It's only going to put them back. It's going to put them back decades back, and it's going to be the same old thing again, you know? Whatever the case may be, there are other ways how to handle it besides, like, killing and violence and so forth, you know? But not many people have that kind of will anyway to begin with, depending on what they went through themselves. So until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. So I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time. All right, peace out. Bye bye. Ta-da!